Our culture says that birth is terrifying, that we need to be saved from it, and without an epidural or a C-section, that it's absolutely excruciating or terrifying. And I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. And by the end of this video, you are going to be so much more confident in your body's ability to birth and do what it was made to do. After 5 natural childbirths, with the help of the Lord, I have some things that I really think can make you feel, like I said, so much more confident in your body's ability to birth, help you feel so much less fear, a lot more peace walking into birth. And I'm gonna share some of those secrets in this video today. Hey, my name is Lana, this is Girl Teach Me. I created this channel for new moms who just honestly feel overstimulated, sleep deprived, overwhelmed, and they really just want to step into this better version of themselves as a mom, a more peaceful mom, a more regulated mom, honestly just the mom they've always dreamt of becoming. So if that's you, I hope you'll stay and hit subscribe. And before we get started, I want to let you know I have a free birth class you can take after watching this video, and it's 5 decisions to make to have a better birth experience. What I'm sharing here today is similar to what I share, but I go deeper in this free class. So make sure you check out that class after this video. Okay, so I think a lot of women do not realize that out of all the worldwide births, the World Health Organization reports that 95% of births need little to no intervention. That means there are 5% of births that legitimately need some kind of intervention. Here's the thing, birth is wild, it's unpredictable at times. I personally think that's because of the fall, that birth is not easy and it is naturally something that we fear, and there's just some times that we need help. But 95% of the time, our body knows what to do, our baby knows what to do, and we really don't need a lot of interventions. When I say interventions, that's somebody coming in to change the order of what's happening with birth. They're stepping in and they're intervening. And there's something called the cascade of interventions. I didn't know about this until I had had many, many babies, but actually it's where birth is happening naturally and normally, and then boom, somebody intervenes and changes the way things are happening. Maybe your water's broken, maybe somebody induces you, maybe somebody gives you an epidural. Those are interventions and they're changing the natural order of things. And if you look up like a cascade of interventions, like think about like a cascade waterfall, it can trickle down to a lot of things happening in birth that would not have happened unless there was an intervention. And so I think, honestly, a lot of terrifying birth stories can come from this like first intervention, this first thing that happened that trickled down to something that honestly wasn't meant to happen or didn't have to happen. The second thing to understand is that for 95% of those women, right, they don't need an intervention, nothing is wrong, pain is supposed to be a working pain, not a hurting pain. And I think about the difference between this, like you're running a marathon or you're running a 5K or whatever kind of race, or you're working out and you're on that last set, you're on those last couple of miles and your legs are working really hard. It hurts a little bit, it burns a little bit. It's a working pain, not a hurting pain. A hurting pain, our brain is saying something is wrong, we have to stop. So this is like working really hard versus something is really, really wrong. And sometimes our brain just doesn't know the difference because the narrative that we've heard for so long is that we need to be safe from birth and it's very dangerous, and our brain decides 100% of the time if it emits more pain or not. So it's like a signal comes into the brain and then it has to make a decision. Is this an emergency or not? Is this working pain, hurting pain? And then if it's hurting pain, to protect us, it sends out more pain. So this is the absolute key. In birth, if we can totally be convinced, hey, everything is looking good. Like maybe we have a care provider we really trust and are like, everything's looking good, you know, just do your thing. Be empowered to do what your body's made to do. Then you can just flow with it. Tell your brain, I'm safe, everything's okay. Yes. Okay, thank you. And we can just keep flowing with birth. And working pain, meaning keep working really, really hard, knowing that we're okay and it's not a hurting pain. This is, I think, the most paramount thing with birth. And this is why just listening to as many positive birth stories as you can helps you to normalize what you're feeling in birth and helps you recognize like, okay, I think this is okay, or okay, I do not think this is okay. I have a friend in the video. We're all moms, so we get it, right? The other thing I love about birth stories is it lifts the lid of what we think is possible for birth. So I think a great resource is Ina May, her natural childbirth book. There's so many birth stories at the beginning. Some of them are a little out there, but you know, they're not perfect. I mean, things don't go neat and tidy and perfect for all of these births, but they are positive birth stories. And I think they're realistic birth stories. And so when I read those birth stories before birth, because I always revisit it right before birth, I am reminded, okay, like this is not going to be easy, but it's going to be so worth it. Like we get a baby at the end of this, and also these women just, some of them really flowed with birth, like going down a lazy river. They didn't resist it at all. The tide is taking them there. Their body is birthing, kind of like whether they want it or not. Really, our body has like an ejection reflex, and it's gonna help birth that baby. But we can fight against it. We can resist. Like our vagina is a sphincter, and it can just totally lock down if we feel unsafe. But if we can flow with it and believe this is a working pain, not a hurting pain, it can go quicker. We can have way less pain. It can be a totally different experience. The last thing I'll say is just really, really, really get a care provider that is not going to pull power moves on you, use any kind of fear mongering. There might be care providers that are like, absolutely, if you want to go natural, that's something we can totally do. And then you get in the moment of it and they're like cornering you. I've literally seen this, you know, cornering you like, okay, what are your ultimate goals for this birth? And of course you're going to say, I want a healthy baby. Well, we're going to have to get creative about how that's going to happen. And it's like, because it's out of the ordinary for how you normally do birth, is that how many natural births do you normally do a week, a year? If they can't answer that question, like, no, like not just vaginal births, like no Pitocin, no interventions, you know, are you gonna let me go past 40 weeks? A lot of first time moms go past 40 weeks. Like, I think if we really take seriously the fact that one, birth is a business. There is a documentary called The Business of Being Born. Doctors get paid, and they actually get paid a lot more for interventions. The hospital gets paid a lot more for interventions. And I know I can sound a little bit like a conspiracy theorist. I'm a realist. It's a business. And so we have to be realists too, that if a doctor 95% of the time does interventions, that we're going to have to work really, really hard to be in that 5%. And we're also going to have to be like on guard during our birth. So we're like half going to have to be advocating for ourselves, which is exhausting. And the other half is like, we're trying to birth a baby. And really what we want to be doing while we're trying to birth is just trusting our body, trusting that our baby knows what to do, flowing with them. We do not want to have to be like simultaneously advocating for ourselves. It's exhausting. And so all to say, whatever kind of birth goals you have, because that's totally up to you, just make sure you have a care provider and you kind of grill them. You kind of interview them at the beginning, because they're interviewing for a job. They're interviewing for your business. Ultimately, they're going to get paid for it, and you want them to try to provide the care that you're looking for. I just am so passionate about birth. I feel like it's just something that a lot of women, they don't realize they have more autonomy, more free will. They have more things they can do to prepare. I don't think a lot of women realize that. I think a lot of women feel like it's just something we have to get through, and I totally disagree. Like, we can do so much to prepare for the kind of birth that we want. We just have to be empowered with the education and the birth stories, and to just like know what decisions we need to make. So definitely go take that free birth class. If natural birth is just something you've been really curious about and you want to understand a little bit more about, okay, what key decisions do I need to make while I'm pregnant to kind of set me up for the kind of birth that I'm really hoping for, you're going to learn all of that in that free class. So I hope you enjoy that class and it's a help to you. And if you want some more videos to help you, I have some other videos on this channel with like breastfeeding and birth, and this whole channel is just made for new moms. So if you're a new mama and maybe this is your first baby, I hope you'll stay and hit subscribe. I've made so many videos because there's so many different like small little pain points in motherhood that I've tried to make videos for, and I really believe they can be a help to you. Sending so much love your way. If you're pregnant, I'm so happy for you. I'm sending love, I'm sending prayers. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how pregnant you are, what kind of birth do you want to have, Was this video helpful for you? What other kind of videos can I make for you in the new mom journey, the pregnancy journey, that would be helpful for you? I would love to hear all that down below, and I'll see you again in the next video.
It's so unnecessary dwelling about the past, 'cause I know that God is good, He led me to where I'm at. Sometimes I feel like giving up, you're giving in, but everything happens for a reason. It won't always be blue skies ahead. Sometimes you might need a helping hand, just like iron sharpens iron, making me stronger, calling me higher. When we come together, just like iron sharpens iron, making us stronger, calling us higher. When we're helping each other, we're growing together.